Pride Month, everybody.
Oh Lord, the month.
Yeah!
No!
I'm here today with my beautiful mother to talk about my coming out story. And so,
I know, right?
I think we've come so far when it comes to this particular topic. Everyone's coming out story is different, and some people don't come out at all. They just update you as things happen. But for me, there was definitely a coming out story, and it was a little dramatic.
A little bit.
Yeah, it was a little dramatic.
Y'all want to hear about this? Okay.
Want to hear a story? Here you go.
Here's the story. Nick and I have always been close. Even as a little girl, she was my only kid till she was 6 years old. So we've always been close. And when she got to be about, was it 15-ish?
It was definitely 15-ish. It was about like sophomore year of high school.
Yeah.
There was some,
She just started acting real different and distant. And the kid that I had been able to talk with and joke with and what have you, she was just, seemed like something was wrong. And I couldn't get her to tell me what it was. And I'm like, well, what is the matter with you? What is going on? Is it something at school? Does somebody bother you? Because I can come to school. I will come to the school.
but that was the problem. At some points is
but
that
that's what you do when you're a parent. When your kids are in trouble, you go to school.
and then when you leave the school, the kids are looking at your child like, so you a snitch.
Kindly, I will call the police. So this particular evening, I had decided I was going to get to the bottom of this. So I asked her to come in my room. I closed the door. I'm on one side, she's on the other. You're not leaving this room until you tell me what is going on with you. She was acting that different.
I felt trapped, and there were some things that led up to that. It was like the teacher reaching out to you and mentioning the friend situation.
And now that I recall it, the teacher or counselor, whoever called me, was like,
My chemistry teacher, mind you, I was getting good grades in chemistry.
yeah. The call was, something's kind of going on. She's kind of hanging out with a little different crowd.
I don't like that. That wasn't none of her business.
But I didn't get she didn't give me the context of what that meant.
I felt like she was trying to signify.
I thought she had joined a gang or something. I'm like, let me figure what is going on with my child. I wasn't thinking that.
Right.
So we're in the room, and I'm just standing there. You can stand as long as you want to, but you ain't leaving until I know what's going on. So she finally said, Mom, I'm different.
Oh.
I said, different about what? What is different about you? What? It's still not clicking.
Yeah.
And she said, I'm different. Do you want to tell me what that means? Different how? And she said, I like girls. Just very I like girls. And I was like, Bernard. I was like, what? And then she went on to explain that she had joined a group. What was the group called?
It was a support group for LGBT people.
I had attitude. I'm like, so you didn't want to join the whole damn group.
I needed support.
And I didn't know anything about it. I didn't have a chance to support anything because I didn't know.
And we didn't have any conversations prior either. I didn't know how my family felt about gay people. We never talked about it. Like if it came on TV or something
That's true.
We never expanded on the conversation, and based on other people's coming out story, everything was horrible. Everything was, my parents kicked me out.
Yeah.
They stopped talking to me. I was like, I didn't want any of those things, so let me just keep it on the low.
I didn't really dig into the gay part. I got all irritated about you in a group and people know.
Yeah.
And you go to the same school as people that I go to work with that have kids there. Does somebody else know? Like, and I don't know. Like, how do we know?
See, and then I think I took that as,
I went completely.
are you ashamed of me?
I was having some
It's like a
problems
whole
with, because you're scared. It's like, the things, especially some years back, is somebody gonna bother you? Is somebody gonna hurt you over this? And are you sure?
And then there's that whole, because I had a boyfriend. Let's be clear.
She had a boyfriend.
I had me a little boyfriend.
And I was not.
She wasn't
excited
feeling
about
him
this boyfriend
until.
Then I'm like, where is he? What are you doing? Hey! I almost call his name. You know who he is. It's like, hey, because as a mother of girls, you want a few things to happen. You don't want nobody to get pregnant.
Right.
You don't want nobody on drugs. And you don't want, and then you have the speech around, honey, don't give yourself away to some dude who, you may not know in 5 years. Like, be careful around yourself. Like, I had this whole conversation with her when she was a little girl. And now here we are. The thing that I was worried about wasn't even the thing to worry about. I'm angry with her because she's told other people and I didn't know. And I can't, like, at some point I let you out of the room. And then I went into the bathroom and I called my girlfriend, Marcia. Hey, Marcia.
Shout out to Marcia.
I called my girlfriend, Marcia. Now, by this time, I'm in tears. My child. I'm in tears.
Right.
You do go through that. Maybe she confused or something. Did somebody bother her? Did somebody hurt her? Like, I went through a whole thing of what happened that she's feeling this way instead of accepting that that's just who she was. So I go in the bathroom, I'm crying and crying. I call my girlfriend. I'm like, Marcia, oh my God,
I didn't know Marcia was your first call.
I call Marcia and I'm crying and I'm upset. I'm like, oh my gosh, she said she's gay and she likes girls and I'm gonna happen. And she said, oh my God. And I'm thinking she about to get on my plate of food here, where I'm going.
Right.
She said, oh my God, do you know how wonderful that is that she told you? And it messed me up. I was like,
what?
I didn't think. She's like, oh my God. She was brave enough to tell you. You have got to be so proud of her. I was like, she took the wind out of my sail altogether. I was like, because in all of that, what I missed or didn't do well was the person who had to admit to her mom. I didn't go, I was like everywhere else. Pretty much for the next year or two, I probably just acted like it wasn't happening.
And that was hard for me because I felt like the things that I would have wanted to tell you, I couldn't tell you because you were judging me the whole time, or that, you thought it was disgusting in some way. I just didn't know how you felt, and so it just didn't make me really open. And throughout these times I'm having relationships and connections with people and not really being able to share. It was tough. And then Pride happened.
Oh my God.
That was in 2007.
A little something right here.
What happened?
Just a little lash. Pride happened to all of us, Lord have mercy.
Okay, look, and I am all,
so then she wants to, now, she's trying to be in the groove. She wants to go to the
it's a social
parade.
thing, yeah.
And I came up with everything. I'm like, look.
You can't be on the news. You can't be on the floor.
Don't be telling nobody. You
get off the floor.
And don't be late. And then her friends were interesting. And some of the gay boys, I just have to say that's what they were.
The gay boys.
Yeah. And I just didn't appreciate all of that flamboyancy. Like,
she does not like
wigs. I still think that's great. Wigs, that's just
my
thing.
And
boas
feathers.
and snapping and falling on the floor. I'm like, if you don't get your ass off the floor.
I did get her to go to a drag show though.
I got to a point where I just had to figure this thing out because I love my daughter, and no matter what, I'm always going to be here. But I struggled, like a lot of people struggle, and she had to go through my struggle too. But I had an epiphany one day, and I don't remember which day it was, but this was my epiphany. This is how I got there. I said, okay, if somebody said to me that it was wrong for me to like men, or it was some sort of sin or some sort of devil thing if I liked men and I were forced to then, be with the same sex because that's what society said I should be doing, how would I feel? And that sat down in my chest, and it's like, she is who she is. And how horrible is it if she's feeling like she can't be who she is? That's who she is. That's who I am. I like men, she likes women. That ain't gonna change. It just is what it is. And I always want to be here, and I didn't want her to continue to feel like she couldn't talk to me because I was missing a whole part of her life because of that. And then she moves to LA. And our relationship went from like, okay, vanilla,
gay
yes.
relationships. I had a girlfriend for a very long time. She was, around in the spaces. We were able to kind of maneuver good.
Most of the time.
Some of the girls she just didn't like.
But it was just like the boys. It was, if had they been men or whatever, it's like I just kept, some of them just got on my nerves. I feel like,
I understand. They got on my nerves too.
yeah, but she was always very, just very principled, very, you need to be, on your game if you're going to be with me type of person. So no matter who she's with, I know she's going to pick well.
Yeah.
Because she just can't stand a bunch of foolishness. And that's what you want for your kids. My first vision is, you're going to be down there on whatever that street is in Boytown doing stuff. What are you going to be doing? But it was not like that at all. She's still exactly who she is today. I said to her, remember when I said don't do drugs? Well, maybe if we could just kind of ease past this gay thing, I'll give you a joint. She's like, Mom!
You'd rather me do drugs than be a homosexual.
But I had my moments.
We can laugh at it now.
Yeah, we laugh at it now. But when she moved to LA, the first time I went to visit, like she said, she'd been with a girlfriend for a while, and there was some things going on that were not going well at the time. And I got in the car, and she just spills. And you know how people are telling you something, and you don't know, I can hear you, right? you know I can hear you. And she was just talking, and I was like, and you try not to react, because I don't want her to.
Because you don't want to get too excited, because then I might be like,
yeah, she might shut down, so I'd be like,
No, that's real. I think both parties, when you come out, need to be mindful. So the person that wants to come out or needs to come out, it's important for you to understand that this party had plans.
a whole wedding.
This party had plans.
I had the whole man I was going to hate. I had the whole thing.
She had a vision.
The vision of what was supposed to happen. Right.
And so, that makes sense, because when I have a child, I will have a vision. And so, but we all know that when we raise these children, they may or may not adhere to whatever your vision is. So when you tell the person, understand, give grace around the fact that they had a plan and you the plan is gone. So that just takes a little grace around it. So they may need some time. And vice versa. I feel like the person that is receiving this information needs to take a beat and just understand, okay, so you decided to take a different path. How can I get educated on how that path goes so that I can support you? Right?
Yeah. What helped me is how she lives her life anyway. The company that you keep, the things that you like to do, how ethical you are with work and what have you. Like all the things that I would have wanted and still wanted for my daughter were still there. She just likes women.
That's really it.
And
I'm not I don't think I'm like uber feminine, and I don't think that I'm like,
well, I have to say.
What you about to say?
Because if I didn't know you, I wouldn't think you were gay.
See, and I love that.
If she was not my kid, I would not know. There's sometimes you run into a person and yep.
Especially being a woman, we're so expansive. We have so much range as far as how we decide to express ourselves through our style and how we communicate and, just our whole essence. And so gay could look like anything.
It really could.
I'm really grateful that I do have a family that supports me in my lifestyle. That's so important. But I do want to say before we close out that sexuality is
I know you're going to say it's a continuum.
I was trying to think.
It's fluid. It might move. Whatever. I just be like, then look, now I done got this together. Now you going to go change. You can't go, then now you can't go change it.
I just think that when you box ourselves into these categories, it caps us on our growth. So identify however you care to identify, but know that it doesn't define you and you have room to grow.
And it's your right to.
Yes.
You get to do whatever it is that feels right for you.
If you decide to change, that's fine. You just have to communicate that and don't continue to use a label that's no longer fitting for you. Because that's all they really are. They're just labels, and we're people at the end of the day. We have so many layers.
We're layered.
I love you. I love you. We gotta do this on camera.
Oh.
It's good. It's good.